John Fulcher here doing my persuasive speech assignment. It's my audience. Yeah. Here's my note cards. There's the first one. Is it focusing? Yeah, it's good. Okay. Make sure I get the whole thing on there. There's that. Yeah. Last one. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and get started then. So, according to GameIndustry.biz, the average teen spends about 10 hours a week playing video games, and many teens, like myself, play on consoles such as Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, stuff like that. But I think that another option that's better than consoles is gaming on PC or a personal computer, desktop, laptop, what have you. I think gaming on a computer is better than gaming on a console. Personally, I game on both a laptop and my Xbox, and I think gaming on a PC is just better in multiple regards. I think it kind of depends on what you want, but personally, I think PC is just better. So I'll start this speech by explaining the differences between gaming on console and gaming on PC, the customization that PC offers that console does not, why PC is more financial, it's better from a financial perspective, and the exclusive game market relating to PC and consoles. So the main difference between console and PC is the interface that you're using. On consoles, you use a controller, which consists, everyone knows a controller shape, most people. It has two joysticks, buttons, triggers, bumpers, and it's better for platforming games where you're running around, jumping, doing things, and it's not as good for shooters because the stick makes it harder to aim. While on PC, you end up using a keyboard and mouse like most computers have, and it's a lot better for shooting because, shooting games, because the mouse offers a lot more precision when you're moving it around as compared to a control stick. So because of this, console offers aim assist on most shooting games, which is for when you're using the controller, it will correct your aim a little bit if you're aiming at someone. So it effectively gives you a handicap with aiming, which ends up making it technically easier to aim because it does it a little bit for you. So it kind of requires less skill. It's a little bit less rewarding because the game's kind of doing the work for you. Like Nick Merckx, who's a professional gamer, said on a blog spot or an interview with blastingnews.com, he said that while he thinks that movement in some shooter games on computers is a little bit better, that aim assist on console is just unparalleled with any feature, and it's just kind of crazy. So another difference between PC and console is that PCs are a lot more modular, which means when you buy a console, you get the console, you hook it up to an outlet and a TV, and that's it. While with PCs, it's a lot more involved. There's a lot more parts that you have to be responsible for. So when you get a PC, you can either buy a pre-built one with all the parts installed and it comes and you hook it up just like a console actually, or you can build one yourself where you order the parts and the case and you put it together yourself. And this requires usually a little bit more knowledge about PCs, but it usually ends up being a little bit cheaper and you can make sure it's exactly how you wanted. Like according to costaside.com, the average cost of a mid-range PC for gaming is about $305 to $385, which is a little bit cheaper than some heavy-duty consoles like the Xbox One when it came out, or the new Xbox or PlayStation that's coming out. It's a little bit cheaper than that, and it should offer about the same experience, really. So it's a little bit cheaper. And even besides the initial price point, because PCs are modular, you can upgrade them yourself. You can take out certain parts and replace them and improve the PC in a way you just can't do with a console. You can't upgrade certain parts. Like according to techtalk.pcmatic.com, adding RAM is one of the best things you can do to upgrade your PC. It's quite cheap, maybe $20 for a good stick of RAM, about 8 gigabytes, and it's cost effective, and it is quite good. It upgrades your PC quite a bit actually, and you just can't do something like that on a console. You can't upgrade it yourself. So it's really useful for keeping your PC up to date, improving it even. It's a good way to invest. And because PCs are modular, they're also a lot cheaper to fix than a console. A console really is almost impossible to fix unless you know what you're doing. So if your console breaks somehow, you either have to take it to a professional or really just buy a new one. And that's just so cost ineffective. Buying a whole new console, you're buying the same console twice. It's just really a waste of money. Or with a PC, because it's modular, if a certain part of your PC breaks or stops working, you can simply find out what it is. Usually a quick Google search teach you how to find out, and you can just order a new one for, maybe $20 to $30 on Amazon, and it'll probably, it'll fix it. And you just can't do that with a console. You have to buy a whole new one. Like, the most often broken part of a PC is the power supply. It, supplies power to the PC. And if you just take a quick trip to somewhere like bestbuy.com, you can find average cost of a couple of power supplies about $100 for a pretty good one, or you can get, a pretty lower end one for about $45. So really cheap to fix compared to console. And it's just because PC's modular. I think that just makes it a lot better. So for being so much cheaper, PCs also have a really good foot in the exclusive games market. So exclusive games are games that are on a couple of platforms but not others. Like if a game is on Xbox but not PS4, it's exclusive to Xbox. If it's on PS4 and PC but not Xbox, it's just games that aren't universal. They aren't on everything. So usually people try to say one console is better than the other because of exclusives, but PC really has some of the best exclusive games on the market. And they're just legendary games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Team Fortress 2, League of Legends. These are all multi-million-dollar games from huge companies that just really can't be compared to anything that you can get on a console, to be honest. And they're exclusive to PC, so if you want to play them, you have to have a PC. And a legendary series from the Xbox, the Halo series, recently got added to PC because Microsoft owns both Halo and Windows, so you can cross-play with that. And a more recent game, Fall Guys, just popped up, really popular. It's on PC and PS4, but not Xbox. So, a lot of overlapping with the PC games being good exclusives. The only games you can't get, there are a couple of just small exclusives, just really specific games that are only on PC, or only on PS4, only on Xbox. But unless you're only interested in playing that specific game, it's just usually not worth it to get one of the consoles. So I hope this informed you a little bit about consoles and PCs, the difference between them, and why, in my opinion, PC is a little bit better. It's more cost-effective, more customizable to how you want it, and it has a good foot in the door in the exclusive games market. So if you or a friend likes the game, I hope that you'll consider investing in a good gaming PC rather than purchasing another console. So, yeah, thank you.